Hi everyone, I'm John C. Morley, the host of the JMOR Tech Talk Show and Inspirations for Your Life. Well, hey guys, and welcome to the JMOR Tech Talk Show. It's so great to be with you. This is our second episode in 2026. We're now on the air our fifth year in a row, and we're celebrating being on the air 4 years straight. So it's great to have you guys here. The JMOR Tech Talk Show is a great show to give you some amazing insights in technology, things to be aware of, and just things you might be a little curious about. If this is your first time here, I want to take the opportunity to definitely welcome you here to the JMOR Tech Talk Show. If you've been here many times before, well, of course, welcome back. I always appreciate people that enjoy the quality and content of the shows that I produce. All right, guys, if you have not checked out believemeachieve.com, what are you waiting for? Go check that out as soon as this show is over. All right. Again, a big thank you to all of our partners that carry our program on their networks. Really very grateful to them and the many people that follow us, and for our increased social media tracking. Really very grateful on all that. But you can always check out believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. Without any further ado, guys, we got a great show for you tonight. Of course you knew that. If you're thirsty, feel free to go grab yourself something. I don't want you to be parched and sitting here and be dry or hungry. So definitely get yourself something and get comfortable. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's important to understand technology, whether you're a novice or a pro. So welcome back, everyone, to the official JMOR Tech Talk Show. I am John C. Morley. I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm an engineer, marketing specialist, video producer. Yes, and of course, a podcast host and coach, and a graduate student, and a passionate lifelong learner. And ladies and gentlemen, it is actually my privilege and my pleasure to be here each and every time we go live or that I create content for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this week, technology moved fast. And in some cases, well, it crossed some lines more than once. From AI safety gaps to satellites repositioned for safer orbits, from robots learning the hard way to drones creating new security challenges. This episode, well, it's going to explore the headlines that show innovation isn't just about what tech can do. It's about how we live with it. And I've said something before, guys, just because we can do something or we can build something doesn't mean we should. Let's break it down for you. You ready, everyone? All right. So these are the stories we're going to talk about today. So first one is AI safety systems. So AI revealed some serious gaps, to say the least, in content controls, showing how even safe systems can fail. It's a reminder that ethical design and oversight remain critical as AI continues to grow and morph and become, yes, guys, even more powerful. And I know that's daunting for some. I really get that. All right. I do get that. But again, these chatbot safeguards have failed, and users have slipped through the prompts that produce some very disturbing adult images of minors. And the company now says it's rushing stricter filters and monitoring, but admits no system is fully safe. Yeah, I think we need to do some more R&D before we actually start, using these products. I want to talk about a key insight. I don't know if you guys know this. ChatGPT. So by default, guys, ChatGPT, whether you're using the free version or you're even using the first level of the paid version, not the business version, by default, it uses your data as information so it can be trained off of. Now, the good news is that about April, I think it was April 5th, 2025, they no longer have the API that links to Google, so they can no longer, serve up what you're typing and find it on a Google web search. So that is obviously pretty cool. But what I want to share with you is how to tell ChatGPT not to use your data for training. So it's really simple. All you need to do is log into ChatGPT. In the bottom left-hand corner, click on your name, okay, next to the little circle. And you're going to see something that says settings, a little cogwheel. Click on the settings. And then you're going to see a whole bunch of options on the left, and you'll see general on the right. So what I want you to do is go to where it says data control. So that's like number 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6 down. Left click on that. You're going to see something that says improve the model for everyone. Now, in there, it says improve the model for everyone. If that is selected, it then says allow your content to be used to train our models, which makes ChatGPT better for you and everyone who uses it. We take steps to protect your privacy. I don't trust it. And the other option it says is include your audio recordings, include your video recordings. Make sure they're all off, guys. And then this way, ChatGPT is not legally allowed to use your data for training. So you don't have to pay for the version. If you do sign up for the business version, which is a little bit more money, it does automatically have that option off. But I don't want you to think that you have to do that, because you don't. Something else I wanted to share with you on ChatGPT. So if you're an adult, there are modes in there that you can enable for adult type of content, and they call it 18 plus. And basically, if you go in there, you can basically validate. Yes. So how do you do that? So validating on ChatGPT, for an adult. So it's pretty simple. Basically, you log into the account, you go through what they call it, the OpenAI's age verification process, typically using their partner's persona, which involves taking a live selfie or uploading a government ID like a driver's license or passport to confirm you're 18 or older. And that'll restore full access to features, especially flagged for younger users. So that's how you do it. It's pretty easy. Again, you log in, you'll see a banner, a prompt to verify your age when you log into ChatGPT. And that's all you need to do. It's really, really, really simple. But again, what do they do with that data, right? Are they selling it to somebody? I can't tell you what they're doing with it. But all I know is that if you want to be able to have the unrestricted mode, well, you need to validate basically your information. And they want to make sure that you are an adult. So right under there's something here that says, one says parental controls. Parents and teens can link accounts, giving parents tools to adjust certain features, set limits, and add safeguards that work for their family. So again, it's pretty easy to use, and hopefully you will find it simple as well. Right now, I think they're trying to make things more secure. I mean, they're trying. They really are. But they're not foolproof. Okay. I think that's something that a lot of people need to understand. And so I think many people out there are concerned about how these systems are actually responding, right? We've had lots of challenges out there. All right, so let's move on to our next point. Number 2, Starlink satellites, yes, are lowering them to reduce collisions and space debris, showing that even space technology is learning to be safer and more responsible. But is it really about that, guys? Or is it about the satellites being closer so they can monitor Earth and monitor the people? I'm not really sure about it, and I don't trust it 100%. So, that's the thing I wanna tell you. So you have to be aware of that, okay? And so these are things that I think we have to understand and be, aware of this. The thing about somebody had just messaged me about the adult mode for ChatGPT. So they had planned on enabling it, and it looks like they kind of backpedaled. So where they had said that it was going to be, they actually didn't put that there because they had some bugs. So it'll be users 18 and older. It's in development. They're planning to launch it in early of 2026. It is 2026 now, but currently, well, it's not ready, and they don't want to have, I guess, some cases against them. So I understand why it's not ready because they want to make sure it's right. But I think the interesting thing about Starlink. Starlink planning to lower most of its satellites from around 550 kilometers. This is how they do it, to about 480 kilometers to cut collision risks and improve space safety. Fewer satellites and less debris at an altitude mean a lower chance of crashes and faster burnup. So why don't we take a look? So 550 kilometers to feet. So 550 kilometers, actually, we're gonna do it to miles, actually. Would be 341.754 miles. And then they want to lower it to 480. So that's 298.258 miles. 298.258 miles. So that's a big difference. Big difference. So we're gonna have to see what happens. All right. I think it's more than just the debris. I think it might be because they want to be able to track and monitor things. I mean, I just don't trust it 100%, just to be quite honest with you guys. Underrated AI tools, 3 of them actually, like Zapier, Poe, and DeepSeek, are quietly transforming, well, workflows, helping businesses automate tasks, train AI models, and even run advanced reasoning, often without the hype. But what does all this really mean? So, Zapier agents turned AI into background workers that run automations across 8,000 plus apps, ideal for maybe sales reps, operators, support teams that need workflows done without, well, the constant prompting. Poe gives a single interface for major models like GPT, Claude, and Gemini, letting power users chain models and even monetize custom bots. DeepSeek focuses on reasoning with open source models, free use, and self hosting options that appeal to researchers and privacy sensitive teams. So, I think we definitely got to keep an eye on that and see what's happening. And here's an interesting little quinky dink delivery robot incident. Yes, a delivery robot in a city setting encountered, well, an unexpected obstacle on a sidewalk, highlighting that machines still have a lot to learn about navigating the real world. So let's dive into that just a little bit more. It's actually a delivery robot that knocks over a motorcycle on a Los Angeles sidewalk. The delivery robot in Los Angeles tried, that's the key, it tried to squeeze past the motorcycle parked on the sidewalk. And it, well, you guessed it, clipped it, knocking the bike completely over. The robot briefly paused, attempted to give the bike space, but still pushed it aside as it passed. And this was according to some eyewitnesses who filmed the incident. I think AI definitely needs some tweaking. That's for sure. All right, our next point, guys, self-driving car challenge. A self-driving car recently struggled with an emergency scenario. We've heard this before, demonstrating that autonomous systems are still imperfect when the environment is unpredictable. Let's get into that a little bit deeper. So, a self-driving car drives into, well, an active inferno fire scene. Yes. A new video recently that came out shows a Waymo autonomous vehicle in California turning straight into an active fire scene in Hollywood. Forcing firefighters to work around it, the incident adds to growing concerns about how driverless cars handle emergency situations and unusual road closures. So first we have one that knocked over a bicycle, a motorcycle. Another one that's driving right in a fire. Do we really want to put our lives behind one of these? I'm really not thinking we should. Just being honest. Drones. Yes, drones and security are upon us. Drones are being used in ways that, well, challenge correctional facilities, creating new security considerations that require updated legal and operational solutions. So let's unpack this a little more, shall we? So drones at prisons are turning into drop zones. Organized crime groups are using drones to flood prisons with drugs, weapons, and phones, fueling, you guessed it, scams that have stolen hundreds of thousands of dollars from people on the outside. Officials say drone drops are now a daily occurrence, with some devices flying up to 100 miles and carrying payloads heavy enough to lift a person, while prison staff can detect them but are not yet allowed to bring them down. Law enforcement and corrections leaders are pushing Congress to give prisons legal power to intercept and disable hostile drones, calling the threat immediate and not theoretical. And I think this is something that a lot of people, they don't seem to get this. We have these rules, right, that are in place. But my question to you is, if we have these rules in place, how do we really deal with them? And how do we deal with all this, how do we deal with all this complication, this minutia, and all this red tape? I mean, you get red tape at universities. I get it at my own school. I think that's a very, very big problem. And if we don't pay attention to these things, they're going to bite us in the behind. Not nice to say, but I'm just being truthful about it, all right? But, I mean, laws need to change, because if there are loopholes that allow people to get through to drones, that's a very, very big problem, guys, a serious problem. And the Arizona chip boom, yes, is emerging as the United States semiconductor hub, bringing jobs, apparently, investment and strategic independence into the global chip market. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it, for 2026? But be cautioned, guys, because this is all not, ice cream and candy, if I do say so myself. So the chip boom turns Arizona desert into jobs oasis. A massive semiconductor campus in Phoenix is bringing thousands of high-paying jobs and is being touted as the largest foreign direct investment in U.S. history. The project setters to aim and cut America's reliance on overseas chips production by turning the Arizona desert into a major manufacturing and tech hub. So it seems like the motive is to get production out of other foreign countries. But are we going to get penalized? Because do we really own these facilities? I know with a lot of the big semiconductor companies out there, do we own them? And what I found out is we don't. We own the building, but that's it. We don't own the company. And that means that, well, we might not be able to make all the calls on how, when, where, and why of things. I see that as a problem. So the 2026 World Cup Tech, yes, the 2026 World Cup Tech, FIFA Cup across North America will run on advanced, you ready, Lenovo and AI technology, making it a showcase for enterprise-grade systems in sports. That's going to be pretty interesting, right? And did you guys know Lenovo raises prices because of the tariffs? Yes. They're getting very serious about that. Yes. It's widely known that the tariffs on imported electronics from China have led to price increases for Lenovo products and other PC brands. So Lenovo, like other major manufacturers, has been adjusting its pricing and supply chain strategy to manage the impact of these tariffs. I know I was ordering some systems and even parts, and I was told that any order that goes in after January 1st would potentially be subject to a 5 to 20% tariff. Now, they didn't know how much. They just said it was basically unknown, but the price was going to go up. I don't know. Is that going to put these companies out of business? It could hurt them really bad, right? The U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports of technology products have created significant cost pressures for companies like Lenovo, many more. Again, to offset these costs, Lenovo has either warned of implementing price increases on its products, including the laptops, the desktops, and the servers. And in some cases, specific models have seen substantial price jumps. Lenovo CEO has noted that tariffs are a factor they must navigate, and the company has been diversifying its supply chain by shifting some production to other countries, such as Vietnam, to mitigate this very, lofty impact. Industry-wide effect, the price increases are not unique to Lenovo, guys. Other companies like Acer and HP have also started to feel the burn and announced they'll be implementing price hikes due to tariffs and related supply chain issues such as DRAM shortage. Consumer effect, the price increases impact both individual consumers and, guys, yes, the businesses as well. So who are going to pay more for the same devices compared to pre-tariff prices? Is this really right? Is this really fair? I said for a long time that we need to get production out of these foreign countries and into, yes, the United States of America. But into the United States in a way that we run the company, not that we're a partner of somebody from another country. We know that there's companies out there that can make chips pretty well. They've been doing it for a while. But the U.S. has not even dabbled in this market. Is it because they don't have the money, the resources, or even the knowledge to do this? Might be a combination of both. That could be an issue, guys. So we'll have to see what Lenovo is going to do for this cup thing and how it's going to impact people. AI in college admissions. Yes, AI is increasingly being used to help review college applications, raising important questions about, well, fairness, opportunity, and, yes, transparency in education. When you think about this, you're like, well, this doesn't make sense, but this is kind of the way everything is going. So AI is basically quietly rewriting college admissions. Elite schools aren't just reading your essays anymore. AI systems are now scanning applications at places like Virginia Tech to flag patterns, predict success, and help decide who gets in, raising the big questions about fairness, bias, and what merit really means in 2026. I think this is going to become a big challenge. And I see that if it's not handled fairly, I see a lot of court cases starting to pop up all around the country about this. Once it gets out that a system is not being fair, being biased, that'll be front page of the news. I'm not sure if you guys know that. And yes, public reaction to AI companions. People are speaking out against digital AI friends, emphasizing the value of real human connection in an increasingly, automated world. And I think that's something we need to be aware of. We need to understand how that works and how that's going to impact us as people, as businesses. So it's all about tech disrupted friendship. And so we're fighting back, and it's a big, big problem. This whole thing about, what's going on in the automated world, it's a problem. And a viral New York City subway ad for an AI friend pendant promising a companion who listens, responds, and supports you sparked a wave of graffiti protests. So here's one problem I have with them. So your data gets stored on some server. It's not secure. It probably could be sold to many other companies, and even the storage of it, even though it might be on Amazon or the servers, this could be a big problem with security. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, because when you think about your data and you can't secure it, that's a serious, serious, serious problem. So I know I was looking at one just to test it out. It was pretty reasonable. But then when I heard Amazon was buying it, I'm like, no way, and you know what, am I buying this system? And there's a lot out there, but the thing that I found out is a lot of them are not very accurate. They capture conversations that are not even the ones that you're talking about. So how does it all work? And make real friends. How does that work? Capturing how fed up people are with Silicon Valley selling AI as a cure for loneliness, as they claim platforms are trying to help create. But I think AI is not meant to be a friend. AI is meant to be a research tool. We know that AI is not perfect. I'm sure many of us know that. So we can't rely on AI to be, well, the be all end all. I mean, I think that's a huge problem. And if we don't understand that, then I see a serious, serious issue as we move into the 2026 and 2027 other years. I think everyone expects you can just write a program and that'll be it. But guys, it's not it. Memory chip demand. Yep. AI data centers are consuming memory chips at a rapid pace, which may, guys, affect the price, as I said, and the availability of consumer electronics. Not even only business electronics, because we knew business electronics were going to be a problem. So, as I said, AI is eating all the memory, and your gadget prices are going to be rising next. That could be something as simple as a PS2, PS4, or other little devices that you buy to make life easier around the home. A global boom in artificial intelligence data centers is devouring RAM chips so fast that the demand now outstrips supply by about 10%, pushing DRAM prices currently up 50%. It could get worse in just a single quarter, and likely being able to drive up costs for phones, laptops, game consoles, and other devices through at least 2026. We all know everything happens with supply and demand. If we create a demand, well, the price goes up. If we have too much supply, the demand goes down, the price goes down. Those are like interesting things, but a lot of people don't realize the mechanics behind microeconomics and macroeconomics, right? And so let's take a stab here for a moment. Does anybody know what is the difference between macro and microeconomics? Let's just go there for a moment. I know it's a little bit off track, but I think it's kind of important to understand. So when we think about, micro and macro, it's the scale of the economic behavior and how you're studying. So microeconomics focuses on the decisions of individual actors like households and businesses, while macroeconomics examines the behavior of an entire economy at a national, global level. So we could be thinking about people in their homes, microeconomics, and we could think about how our whole world's ecosystem interacts, buys, sells, and develops technology internationally. Microeconomics is individuals, okay, firms and specific markets. Macro is national, regional, or global economies as a whole. Core topic of microeconomics: supply and demand, price of consumer behavior, and profit maximization. Macro, the GDP, inflation, unemployment, and national income. The perspective of microeconomics is the bottoms up. Analyze how small decisions affect the larger picture. Top down on the macro, analyze the broad trends to understand their impact on the system. In other words, how do the big trends affect the decisions people make every day? In microeconomics, the objective is understanding resource allocation for individual units. In macroeconomics, it's about achieving growth, stability, and full employment for a nation. In microeconomics, we're talking about local taxes and the industry regulations. In macro, monetary policy, interest rates, fiscal policy, and government spending. So you get the idea. Micro is the small, right? The individual, even the small companies, even big companies. Macro would be the entire industry. So, for example, microeconomics might be studying how one particular company in the tech industry is manufacturing DRAM chips. Macroeconomics would be looking about how all companies that manufacture DRAM are actively gaining or losing market share and how they're either losing or profiting more. You get the idea? So micro is the small, macro is the entire encompassing point, if that makes sense, everyone. And ladies and gentlemen, time system glitched. A brief disruption to America's official time system highlighted how much our infrastructure depends on precise timing for navigation, communication, and yes, even finance. That's a very interesting point. And to dive just a little deeper into that, the U.S. time, as we said, just slipped. To be precise, by 4.8 microseconds. A brutal windstorm knocked out power at NIST Time Lab in Boulder, Colorado, briefly throwing America's official atomic clock system off by 4.8 microseconds. An eye blink to most of us, but a serious hiccup for precision-hungry systems like GPS, telecom networks, and critical infrastructure that quietly rely on ultra-exact timing. I guess we don't think about how much something's going to impact us until it does. What about the new AI pet monitoring? So new AI-powered devices are tracking pets' eating and drinking habits to hopefully support their health, convenience, and even their behavioral insights for owners so they can manage them better. Again, that's a very interesting point. We're talking about things like AI water bowls that watch your cat's every sip. This was at the CES 2026. The Pet Kit debuted an AI-powered wet food feeder, which is about $199.99. Eversweet Ultra water fountain that uses a 1080p camera and pet recognition to track how often and how much your cat or dogs eat and drink, flagging behavior changes that could hint at health issues, while auto-dispensing fresh meals and draining used water into a waste tank. Guys, that's a very interesting thing. And I want to dive a little bit into, because I don't know if you guys know, but CES 2026, yes. So there are some amazing things that happened. I definitely want to go to CES maybe next time or the year after. So this is the Computer Electronics Show. And so a lot of things were featured there. They had a toilet sensor that monitors dehydration levels. I mean, pretty interesting, right? If you feel like you drink enough H2O, but you still feel dehydrated at the end of the day, this toilet sensor may be for you. The Vivo Smart Toilet can upgrade any toilet. It attaches to most standard size toilets and monitors hydration levels, although a lot of people couldn't test it out in person at CES for obvious hygiene reasons. They claim it promises to give real-time hydration insights within minutes of using the bathroom. It's available now direct from Vivo for just under $100. Very, very interesting. So CES is no stranger to robots. This year, there was one from LG that was designed to fold laundry and perform light kitchen tasks. Another designed for environmental research, and another one from Boston Dynamics that was awarded the best of the CES title. So CES is the place where people get the ideas, like, what's going to happen, what are the potentials for this year. They had a new air monitor product to catch bad air and alert you of, what's going on. They came out, Tombot tackled a new challenge. And this is supposed to tackle the challenges for the aging and memory loss. A fully robotic emotional support puppy designed for people living with dementia and Alzheimer's. Aside from being adorable, they claim Jenny is designed to provide emotional connection while also supporting medical monitoring. So again, Jenny was a Best of CES 2026 winner in the Age Tech category. So interesting things. Lenovo demoed the AI companion mode on Concept Auto Twist ThinkBook laptop. So that was another one that was pretty popular. Emerson Smart offers the always offline, no app voice assistance for privacy. Samsung's S95H OLED, they claim, is the best TV at CES this year. They're always changing TVs. The CES health tech trends have been changing. And so, yes, more stuff. They're showing us more things. And these new things are pretty amazing, like, what they're doing. And health tech is really trying to track so much more stuff than I think we're probably even aware of. And things are linking to more apps and stuff like that. Here's one that I thought was interesting. Plant-based batteries that are going to hit the market soon. That's a pretty amazing thing. Sustainable batteries, right? Made out of water. The Hypershell X Ultra, they claim can make hikes and walks easier. If you've been wanting to get more active but need some assistance, the Hypershell X Ultra could be the answer. It's an exoskeleton that has motors around the hips, which augment your movement, and you'll still need to put in some leg work, but the Hypershell X Ultra provides assistance while you move, meaning you might become less exhausted as you walk or be able to better keep up with seasoned hiking companions. Interesting. I think we're kind of getting the space of we need our own exercise, right? They had a few more. They had wearables at the show. The Boston Dynamics newest robot I thought was kind of interesting the way they designed it. That was a pretty cool thing that they came out with. They have a new e-reader that has AI built into it. They were showing that. A translator that lets dialogue flow naturally and could translate into many different languages in real time. They had a portable projector that has rotatable speakers, a laptop screen that keeps rolling, which I think is kind of neat. It's like a wider screen on a laptop. They had a new type of security device there and try to link at things like smart locks and things like that. Pet Kitch trio of devices paint a picture of your pet's health, as I was telling you. And they not only provide the food, but they track the habits of your pet. A standout Lockly platform wants to change the Airbnb experience for many people. So basically, short-term rentals are going to change a little bit. Airbnbs don't always mix well with home security technology, and much to everyone's annoyance, Lockly, a technology company, wants to fix that with a new platform it's calling Tapcom. So Lutron's latest smart shades are supposedly cheaper and shift with sunlight. I think that was an interesting innovation. And the first true carpet washing robot could finally actually be here. So there was a lot going on. Samsung's surprise Wi-Fi speaker. They made a little cool thing that kind of sits on the counter, and so they definitely showed a lot. And I think this year it was pretty amazing. They had a robot turtle built to study underwater ecosystems without disturbing them. It didn't really look like a real turtle. I mean, you could tell it was not a real turtle. I mean, just the color and everything. I mean, I think they probably had to do a better job to maybe have it blend in. Sego, actually seeing some Lego smart bricks in action. That was a new thing that definitely got a lot of people's attention. They had a new Ultra Tread AI coach that's part of a treadmill package that they have. They had a 116-inch Hisense mini LED TV with cyan pixels. That was pretty cool. LG's robot butler Cloyd was debuted. So again, they showed a lot of stuff. I saw the robot that did the folding. And so it was interesting, but I thought it was very slow. And I wasn't really impressed with its dexterity and how it worked. I mean, it was getting the task done, but it seemed very slow. I mean, extremely, extremely slow. Then they had a little kit to link with apps to give old ceiling fans new life with clever, they call them smart kits. So there was a lot of stuff there. And so, although some people liked it, some people didn't, they had a smart oven that some people say it's worth it. A home and kitchen oven, basically. And so it sounds like it's a neat idea, right? Because, it basically adjusts heat and distribution in real time. And it sounds great in theory, but to see it in action with real food, that's what I would like to see. They didn't really show it with real food. And it's just under $1,000. So I don't know about that. There's a company called Keychron, and they fulfill the dream of having a keyboard that's made out of concrete. Do I really want a keyboard that's made out of concrete on my desk? Probably no. So that's something that I think is one of those fads which might not really go anywhere, but we're going to have to see. They have something by Aquara, a watchful device for total presence sensing to see if somebody's in the room. So, they try to do some things like that. AI jewelry to help you navigate life. They're just really trying to get in that. Some were cheap, some were more money. They had a robot that could literally go. It was a vacuuming robot, okay? And it was very slow, though. The concept of how it sensed the stairs and how it had these wheels that would kind of like push itself up. It was awfully slow. I don't know. A company called Fire Tag has a tag to save your pup in a fire. It's debuting a smart dog collar and smoke detector combo to address a common owner concern. And what happens to your pet during a fire? Well, the Fire Tag collar pairs with the detector. No Wi-Fi is needed and activates a strobe light when the smoke detector senses a fire. That makes it much easier for firefighters and owners to find pets and, yes, in the dark or even in smoky rooms. So it was designed by a firefighter, so that was kind of interesting. L'Oreal came out with an LED face mask. It's supposed to be amazing. I really liked the device that was able to climb the stairs. But again, it was nice, but I felt it was a little bit slow. There were some different locks. There was lots of stuff at the show. So to tell you, not to go through every item, but I mean, there were definitely some interesting things out there. Samsung's OLED tech in vehicles, where they're going to go with that. Some more stuff with hiking and trying to make hiking a lot easier. They showed some foldable phones that they're trying to bring up. And then again, another company came out with more exoskeletons, like I was telling you, with the motor and things like that. And again, I think it was a good idea. Do I think it was the best CES that I've ever seen? Because again, I saw it online. I'd probably say no. I think a lot of the stuff they've shown has been shown to us in the past. They did have some good presentations. I attended a couple virtually. And I'll just tell you that I think a lot of the stuff that was there, I don't know. I don't think there was anything that innovative. There were a couple things, like I told you. Like I love the earpods that you put on, and they literally will translate what people are saying in real time to you. That is cool. I mean, that is so cool. Yeah. Here's one that you just can't make up. Live streaming impacts are pretty serious. Finally, we discuss how social media and live streaming, continue to influence real-world behavior, reminding us that attention and responsibility remain key in any digital era. What am I talking about? Well, you're going to love this one, because I definitely did. You can't make this up. TikTok Live turns deadly on the road. You heard me right. TikTok Live turns deadly on the road. An Illinois creator known as TTYME has been charged with reckless homicide and aggravated use of a communication device after allegedly running a red light and killing pedestrian Darren Lucas while live streaming on TikTok, with video capturing a loud thud, a child asking, "What was that?" And the driver replied, "I hit somebody," while streaming. Now, we all know how serious it is. TikTok will even ban your account if they suspect that you are driving any moving vehicle. They may even suspend your account temporarily, even if they think you're in the car and you're not driving. Again, things like this are very serious. And if you're going to stream, been a creator for a long time, we got to be sensible. We can't be doing stuff while we're driving. I mean, that's just, I would think it's common sense, but I don't know if common sense is still around anymore, or if they kind of ran out of that and somebody has to reorder it. So again, CES was interesting. It was an interesting show, but I don't think it was the best CES that I've ever seen. A lot of stuff. They had things about remote controls, and a lot of TVs were there. They had a robot that looked just like a real person. So again, it was interesting, but I think a lot of these ideas are very beginning stages. And I think that's what a lot of them wanted. They were hoping that maybe some people would want to buy the concept and do something with it. I don't know. I think that was their plan. A lot of times these manufacturers, these vendors, they want funding. So that's what they do. They go there to try to get funding, right? That's their main beef there. So I can't stress to you guys how important it is to actually use technology reliably and, of course, responsibly. I mean, to use TikTok or any other platform and stream for that matter. And then the driver says, "Whoops, I hit someone." Like, where's your accountability? Where's your responsibility? So being social media creators or part of the media, it's important to understand that, yes, it's fun and games, true, but we can't let somebody get hurt. And I know that sounds crazy, but I have to be honest with you and tell you that we got to be accountable, right? When you get behind the wheel of your own car, okay, just driving in general, are you accountable, right? Do you fiddle with the radio station? Now we have voice. You could do it voice, but keeping your eye on the road. But do you fiddle with stuff in the car, or do you keep both eyes on the road? Because if you don't, you could be impacting not just your life, but someone else's. And is it really fair to jeopardize someone else's life because of your selfishness? I would say no. I definitely would say no. And I hope that you would say no as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed our second show in 2026. Of course, you can read more and listen more at our website by going to believemeachieve.com. But together, guys, these stories show us that technology, well, it isn't just changing industries. It's changing and morphing how we live each day. And I think when we start to realize that technology is slowly morphing a change in our lifestyle, we have to come back and ask ourselves a question. Is this good for me? Or is it not good for me? Is it something that I want to be doing? Or is it something I have to be doing? I think AI is constantly morphing every day. And, whether we're talking about search engines, there's a lot happening. This robot that I thought was interesting was called Robo-Rock. But again, its legs, the way it would basically slow down and it have to lift itself up, I thought it was so darn slow. And, that's a problem. Just to have something do something. But if it's at a slow speed, that's a problem, guys. It's a big problem. So we have to use technology reliably, not just AI, but any technology, right? And, we're getting things like there were smart glasses there that you could see your screen on. This is changing the whole world of portable digital assistants, right? That whole world has changed now with the smartphones. It's very interesting, what's going on and where research is starting to go. And how AI is basically using patterning to help us discover trends. Things that humans might miss because maybe the granularity is so minute, but there's still a difference. I'll give you an example. If any of you remember the very old-fashioned, door openers, right? They were programmed with a channel. You would set the channel, and you would then go and set the same channel on your opener. You could set, on the beginning ones, it was a couple, so you would pick a combination. Like there might be 8 or 9 dip switches, and you would pick a combination. Then you would set the same one on your opener. People quickly figured out how to hack that with some cheap electronics. And now we use rolling codes. So how do rolling codes work? So rolling codes, and by the way, if you don't have, opener that has rolling codes, you don't have to throw away your whole opener. That is the most important thing I want to tell you. So basically, all you need is a rolling code adapter for your opener, and these are not that expensive. You can get basically rolling code receivers and transmitters. You can get these at Home Depot. You can get them anywhere. In fact, what they call it a universal garage kit is what they call it. And so a universal garage door opener remote upgrade kit adds what they call the IntelliCode security to your old garage door opener. So Basically, it's a box and it comes with a remote, and it's perfect for people that want to be able to do this. And it also comes with, the wiring. So you have to actually, wire this up to your opener. So they do give you plenty of wire to actually do that. So you get one receiver box, you get one 12-volt transformer, you get one set of instructions, you get one 3-button remote, you get one remote visor clip and a mounting screw and wire clips. You, of course, can buy additional ones. You can buy additional remotes. They're like under $40. You can buy additional, keypads that are all done wirelessly. And so the thing about this is that the system actually will need two programmings. One, where you take the opener that you use to open your door already. If you go to your car, and let's say you want to program it to your car, well, you'll hold the opener. First of all, you want to do is hold, depending on what car you have, and you have HomeLink. Most HomeLinks, you'll hold the two buttons down for a couple seconds till the lights change, then let go, and then it's cleared. And so if you hold your door opener button, just let's say in front of it, and you press one of those buttons, that light will pretty much go from fast blinking to solid, so you'll know that it's literally taken. So you'll press it. I think you'll press it, it'll start blinking, and then when you press that other button, it will go solid once it's got the signal. Now you're not done yet. Now you need to get up on a ladder or have somebody else get up on a ladder that feels like doing this. And then what you do is you press the button on the back of the garage door opener, which is actually the receiver. And then what I usually do is I put my hand up in the air, and I say when I raise my hand, when I drop my hand, that's when you need to press the button. Or when I raise it, so you could do something like this. You could say, look, when I raise my hand, I want you to press it. Okay. When I drop my hand, I want you to unpress it. And so what happens is that code then that you stored on the car gets sent to the opener, so it can send one of the rolling codes. So it's a two-process program. It's really easy to do. And if you don't have one of these, I would definitely spend under the $100 and put them in. I mean, you probably should get a whole new opener, but if you don't want to do that, at least spend the money and upgrade your opener so that, you don't have a problem with people just using a $20 piece of electronics to hack into your garage and steal your car. I mean, there have been stories about this in my neighborhood and many other neighborhoods where they've stolen like a whole rink of cars. And then the people actually leave their keys in the car. And it makes it very easy for them to just get in, press the button, and just steal it. I mean, don't leave your keys in the car. I mean, that's probably one of the most important things that I can say. All right, guys, have yourself a great one. And remember to connect with me at believemeachieve.com. And we'll catch you real soon, everyone. Be well.